Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius July 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, well, as far as July goes, Venus will be in Leo from the 18th until the 30th. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. If you're unattached at this time, Sagittarius, you may connect with a Leo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Leo traits. Could be somebody that might figure prominently in your philosophy, your perhaps traveling abroad. It might be a foreigner you may meet. It might be someone at a religious congregation, a college, university. This could also manifest in extravagant spending on ninth house matters such as publishing, higher education, traveling to a different country. Um, you might be spending money on something Leo related that will be published. It could be something with cardiology, something connected with the heart, maybe something associated with sports. Golf could be one good example. Something with entertainment, acting. It could be connected with maybe something with personal popularity. Anything that may be Leo related. Also in really, and maybe that just could simply be about being more gregarious. Also, too, this could be about valuing extroversion, fortitude, um, generosity, perhaps in ninth house matters such as religion and maybe people you know in higher education with in-laws with grandchildren at this time. So it could really, this is something too. Anyway, next thing up. Mars will be in Leo, so the ninth house, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this could be about a lot of ferocious anger in some cases, a lot of boisterous, loud arguments, perhaps with in-laws and grandchildren. This could also be about, in some cases, this might, if you're unattached at this time, Sagittarius, you may connect with a Leo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Leo characteristics. It could be for a sexual liaison. It could be somebody you meet through traveling abroad, a foreigner, someone you meet at a college, university, maybe somebody you might be involved with, maybe some publishing venture. It could be something too where in some cases you gotta, Mars and Leo, be careful about dehydration because Mars, of course, is a fiery planet, and then you have Leo, it's a fire sign, and you're talking about the summertime. So this, when you put all that in a blender, this could be about very strong dehydration levels. So if you're traveling to another country, especially when that's very hot and acrid, or anything ninth house related, activities with in-laws, with grandchildren, doing things. If you're doing some kind of religious congregation that's requiring a lot of expending of energy, if it's some kind of activity that you might be involved in or something that requires any kind of vigorous effort, just be very careful at this time and stay hydrated and make sure you're replenishing your fluids regularly. It could be too, looking at this too, this could be a time where you might become angry or an overly bombastic, overbearing, domineering, arrogant in-law or grandchild, and also maybe putting a lot of energy, that inexorable Leo energy, into ninth house matters such as publishing, higher education, religion, and maybe even things that are involving expanding your horizons at this time as well. And if you're in an importing, exporting business, that could apply as well. Next thing up, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, in some cases, this could be about a strong propensity, perhaps to gain weight at this time. As I've talked about previously, Jupiter could be rather paradoxical, could be strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. In some cases, this could expand the waistline, but it could also expand Sagittarius qualities, good ones and bad ones. That it could expand very outward energy could expand perhaps very jocular, jovial, optimistic, upbeat, expansive qualities, humorous qualities, but at the same time could also expand negative characteristics such as being more foolhardy, reckless, over optimistic, over enthusiastic, and exuberant. Um, and self-righteous. Now, this could also be fortuitous for new Sagittarius beginnings, such as something with sports, the law, higher education, adventure, something with publishing, advertising, anything that could be Sagittarius related, and also too could also be very positive for dealings with maybe a Sagittarius you may have known from your early childhood. It could be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius traits. It could also be very auspicious too, for as far as your appearance goes, for being perhaps rather appearing very sporty, athletic type appearance, because maybe this could lead to a good connection with somebody, and who knows what that could actually lead to. So anyway, and next thing up, Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you might experience some restrictions and limitations, perhaps connected with monetary matters, your resources, your possessions, your self-esteem and self-worth. It could be a source of consternation, frustration, but it could also, in some cases, you might find yourself taking care of a sickly or debilitated person you may know very well at the place you generate income. It could be something connected with the knees, the bones, the joints, or something with the hamstrings, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. This could also be about taking strong responsibility to monetary matters and your possessions, your resources, and also too, at some cases, this could manifest perhaps in the father or older people in general, figuring more prominently in your values, things that you own, your finances, monetary matters, maybe matters with buying and selling as well. And sometimes, in some cases too, there may be some limitations, restrictions in your self-worth and self-esteem that might be causing you to feel very dejected at this time. But it could also be about perhaps maybe gaining structure and discipline in monetary matters, and maybe even possessing things that are Saturn related. It might be more dental items or things connected with government or business related matters at this time. So anyway, next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you might experience some kind of enigmatic illness, or there might be some issues with the nerves or the shins, the ankles. I have this position in my natal chart. Uranus almost exactly conjuncts my sixth house cusp, and I have a lot of extensive nerve damage. I mean, I've had shock sensations in my arms. So anyway, but at the same time, this could be about perhaps dealing with very sporadic and erratic schedule at this time in daily routine. You might be dealing with some unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior from an aunt or an uncle, people that you might provide service to, even pets at this time. But it could also manifest in some cases of the formulation of new ways to make money and trying to break free, extricate yourself perhaps from some kind of mundane employment. Taurus friendships, that could be Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus characteristics, might figure more strongly in your daily routine, your employment, your health. It could also be about experiencing financial fluctuations, perhaps at your place of employment as well. And also too, in some cases, this could be about perhaps doing something Uranus-like that's Taurus related, and might be done with certain persistence. You might be doing something employment related that is connected with Uranus and done with certain persistence. It could be something connected with astrology, aerospace, computers, electronics, innovation, even rocket science in some cases. It might be humanitarian work, or doing something even with friends as well. So anyway, Well, the next thing up, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you might be experiencing certain confounding and confusing conditions on the home front. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Some cases this could manifest in some kind of flooding or gas leak or accidental inadvertent chemical assimilation at home, such as radon. Um, it could also be the dissolving and dissipation of a home or family life or someone you're close to home with. It could be too that maybe a family member, someone you're close to home with, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, might succumb to some kind of alcohol or drug use at this time. Your roots and traditions or ancestry, there might be something very nebulous and unclear connected with it. And also who you are at the core might be somewhat nebulous at this time as well. At this time as well, when you're talking about Neptune energy, it's more lethargic. It could be very lethargic. You might feel more like daydreaming and fantasizing in connection with fourth house matters in contrast to doing things with them. And this would be especially true if it makes an adverse aspect to your natal Mars, your Sun, or your Ascendant at this time. It could also be about the expression of Neptune traditions, such as something with poetry, dancing, the metaphysical, illusions such as magic shows. And also you might be buying a home perhaps near the sea at this time as well. So those are some ways that this may manifest, but also guard against false and fallacious prophets and mediums that might be steering you perhaps in a wrong direction as far as getting ready for that latter or end part of your life in matters with your home and family members. Last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, this could be about, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to anyway. It could be the actual literal death in some cases of somebody that you may know well, where you generate money at it. It could be somebody that figured up prominently in your self-worth, your self-esteem, your possessions and resources. This could be about the transformation of something on a monetary scale. And also, it could be the transformation of your values at this time. Some cases, this could be about some obliteration of your self-worth, your self-esteem. But also remember that Pluto is also about rebirth and regeneration. So if something goes away with Pluto, it could often come back and be revived later on. This could also, in some cases, manifest in a Pluto money-making endeavor, such as something with insurance, the occult, astrology, the supernatural, something with transformation. It could be something with recycling or rebuilding engines, something connected with a death-type profession, such as working as a coroner, a mortician, a funeral director. But also try to avoid obsessive compulsive issues over matters with your possessions and your money at this time. It could also manifest in some kind of Plutonian buying and selling related matters, such as maybe doing something with insurance or something with recycling or anything, or it could be astrological or occult items, anything that could be Pluto related at this time. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Sagittarius July 2019 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Capricorn July 2019 horoscope forecast part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.